everybody, we made it out of the marina after 2 months in Panama. We finally made it to the Marquesas. No, because we're not in the Marquesas yet. Whoop. Yeah, we're still recording. Hey everybody, we made it out of the marina after 2 months in Panama. We were so ready to get out. You guys have no idea because we were super excited, anxious to get this passage going. We left at 8:30 and we wanted to record the whole process of untying the boat and all of that and getting out, but we needed all hands on deck, so we needed a 5th crew member so it could work the camera and all that stuff. Anyways, someone is taking a nap because we didn't sleep that much last night, and it's his birthday, so he can do whatever he wants within reason. I got him some tasty craft beer and other gifts, and we're ready to celebrate his birthday and the first day of our crossing, so keep watching.
It was pretty cool because the timing worked out where we had 3 birthdays offshore, and I've actually spent my birthday in a lot of different countries, just the way the timings worked out for different trips and things, but I don't think I've ever spent one in international waters, and so it was pretty cool to be offshore and have be able to celebrate my birthday. So we left actually the morning of my birthday, and it was kind of hectic because I've basically been preparing for that for a few months, and then to actually take off. But it was really cool because Camille did a few things to make it special for me.
Yeah, it was just birthdays are important to me, and I was stressing out because the whole sailing off, taking off was overshadowed Daniel's special day. But I managed to get a cake, and I don't even know how he didn't notice it, but it worked out fine. And sang happy birthday to him, and at least I think everyone should eat cake on their birthday. So that was my main goal, and to make it feel special. So
every day on board we had like a cocktail hour where we'd sit around and everybody could be in one place and catch up. And so this was our first one because it was the first day of the passage. But Camille had the candle, and it actually managed to stay lit the whole time, which was really cool. But we had some cake, and Camille got me some fancy beers from Panama from some of the local breweries there.
Yeah, because he wasn't gonna be able to have any craft beer on passage, and I thought he would really appreciate that gift.
Yeah,
so
it was great. So I drank them, and they were delicious. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And then we celebrated later in the month Alec and Laura's birthday as well. So Camille was the odd one out with an October birthday, but she'll have her own time then. But it was pretty cool. Alright, it's day 1, and it also happens to be my birthday, which is cool, so it's a great 35th birthday surprise to be able to take off and head out. But we're doing great. We're actually we've just turned the engine off. We're working our way south around Punta Mala, and we've got the current with us, so we're flying along, and all is well. We're cooking dinner right now, so Camille and I are up for dinner to start with, and we're doing quinoa bowls, and should be pretty tasty. And then we're gonna have a nice cocktail and watch the sun go down and do our first batch of night watches. So I'm on midnight to 4 a.m. tonight, and Laura will be 8 to 12, and Alec will be 4 to 8. So that's kind of the rundown, but all is well. Quinoa's colorful. just moving along. Right now, the wind's a little light, and we're trying to balance between picking the direction we're actually wanting to go, which is a little southwest, or do we go with the waves and have it to where the sails aren't flopping around as much. And so we're just trying to make some of those decisions. But it's going all right. We've had pretty good conditions so far, and all that. But I don't know where. We're probably off the coast of Colombia and Ecuador right now, in between with the Galapagos. Colombia and Ecuador out this way, and Galapagos off this way, and we're going to kind of pass along and then make a line out towards the Marquesas. But all is well. We just want to have a little bit of a chance to reflect on the upcoming passage. We're going to be out of sight of land for probably
a month.
We're going to be out of sight of land for probably 20 to 27 days, maybe 30, but most likely it'll be around a 25-day passage. But it really depends on what weather we get, how big the doldrums are where we need to cross. It's kind of ever shifting, and so we'll have to motor across those. And
tell us, what are the doldrums?
So the doldrums are basically right near the equator. It's a convergence zone where the winds, two different wind systems meet, and basically doldrums are basically an area where there's no wind. And so if you've ever heard of the horse latitudes or anything like that, it's right near the equator, and it's an area where the winds basically cancel themselves out. But it's an air current, and it's basically just like a sea current where it can kind of be flowing and shifting like the Gulf Stream and that sort of thing. So we'll have to monitor it and basically try to find the thinnest point, and we have to motor in it. Otherwise we would just float and be becalmed for a long time. So we've got plenty of fuel. We just want to minimize how long we have to actually be motoring, because we want to sail. Yeah, we want to sail. That's the word. And so what are you most excited about for this upcoming passage?
I'm very excited to get to our destination, of course, but I'm also excited to experience being offshore, because I've never been on an offshore passage, and I'm wondering how my body's gonna react, because I do get seasick. It hasn't been bad this run, but I do get seasick, and hopefully I'm cured. Aside from that, I'm excited about the passage and about getting to the Marquesas. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be spectacular. I've been watching some videos and reading some stuff about the island.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'd say I'm excited about this is one of the longer ocean passages. If we weren't going to do like a non-stop around the world or some of the more obscure stuff. So in terms of a milk run route, this is the longest leg, and I'm pretty interested just to try that out. So Camille, what do you I don't know what word to use. What are you most fearful of, anxious of, concerned about for this upcoming passage?
Ooh.
This is an easy one.
Yeah. Well, what I'm most anxious about, concern, is with my seasickness.
Obviamente.
Because, super obviamente, because I don't know how my body's going to react. Of course, I've never been offshore.
So you've had some sails before where you've gotten seasick, but you've also done, quite a few sailing miles. So what's different about this than other times when you've gotten seasick?
Well, the other times when I got seasick, I knew we were gonna get to land in a matter of, I don't know however many hours.
So they've basically been shorter sails.
Yes, but if I get seasick, then if you get seasick, it's done. So
Sometimes.
if I get seasick, it's not like we're gonna be going to land soon. It's gonna be.
We're definitely not turning around. And so it's there's a lot of voodoo around seasickness. Is it because of caffeine or lack of sleep or dehydration? And I don't know. There's but there are some precautions we can take. But that's definitely something we'll find out, I guess, on the first days.
Hopefully we won't.
Yeah.
Hopefully we won't. So, Daniel, what are you most stressed, worried, concerned about this upcoming passage?
I don't know. I'd say I've definitely been on some longer offshore runs. We did the Atlantic crossing up to Virginia to Nova Scotia, Newfoundland to Spain, which is kind of an unusual route for that, which was really nice. So I don't know. I guess I've got a decent feeling of what like a longer offshore passage will feel like, but this one is a little different just because it's that much longer, and also just we're really out there. So when we leave and head out, and when we get to the middle, we are pretty far from help, and so.
Mami, no te asustes. It's gonna be okay.
Well, it's gonna be fine. We've got all the backup. I can go through all this stuff if we need to, but it's like I've got a life raft and an EPIRB. We've got all these safety mechanisms in place, but we're still out there. I always look forward to offshore sailing as a chance to. We could potentially download Netflix, download all these things, and just basically still be a part of the internet even if we're offline. And I always like to take the opportunity to really do my best to disconnect. I probably will have some video courses and different things like that I've downloaded to watch, but I also want to spend a whole lot of time, more than average, on journaling and thinking and just trying to like maybe pick a subject to study like video, and really take an opportunity, because it's one of the few times in our maybe we'll do 2 or 3 Pacific crossings, in max lifetime, so it's like, this is like, what other opportunity do we have in life to be able to be basically in one mode with minimal one goal, one mission for 30 days, and then not have the distractions of a cell phone and emails and different things like that. So I think it's going to be really cool. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yes, what he said, but I am definitely gonna download some Netflix episodes, and we also have our Kindles full of books and video courses, like Daniel said. And yeah.
And I think that's one other thing I was thinking about today, was just like, as we were reflecting on this, just like there's definitely different ways of looking at the crossing, and it can just be, is it just the goal of getting across, getting to the new destination, the journey itself, and that kind of talk. But basically the enjoyment of being out of sight of land and full 360 stars with no light pollution and things like that. But we can also just, how do we choose to spend our time? I don't know, and I don't know what's more valuable or not. But I know I want to try to. I don't know, maybe I might be making more of it than it is. Maybe it is just a 30-day ride, whatever. But if it could be an attempt to, I don't know, have a chance to be more studious or thoughtful or something else, then I like the idea of that.